What is up, good people? We're here at the park just doing some reflecting near the water, and we're about to take it back to the office.
Hey y'all, welcome back to Go and Grow, where we talk about all things health and wealth. I am Dr. Mirakal Jackson, a doctor of education. Now, I know what you're thinking, or do I? And today we are talking about one of the most exciting topics that I have loved like my entire life, which is research. I have always been a passionate learner, and today I want to share a part of my academic journey. And no, you don't need to be a scholar to enjoy this video. I always get asked three most common questions. The first one, are you a real doctor? Short answer, yes. Doctor of education. The second question being, what was your dissertation about? And the third question being, how many types of doctorates are there? Now, those are three great those are three great questions. Those are three great questions. Since earning my doctorate, keyword earned, not every doctorate requires a dissertation. It all depends on the field of study that you choose and the type of doctorate that you go for. That's going to vary. Now, for my specific doctoral program, a dissertation was required, and we will get more into that later on in the episode. This week is going to be filled with all different types of educational content, specifically revolving around the doctoral program, a dissertation, a doctorate, and ultimately what my research was all about. And you'll even be able to see my dissertation defense because I finally found the video, which is so crazy, and it was really refreshing to just watch my defense and all of the sweat from being so nervous that day that came about as well. So we will be having a lot of fun this week. Now, you see that TAM? That is a doctoral TAM. You only get a TAM when you achieve the highest education degree. My dissertation? Oh, just a qualitative research study that resulted in over 1,000 pages of in-depth life story interview content. I interviewed hundreds of people across various communities, including low, middle, and high income, to gather powerful stories that repositions Black women as leaders, as we've been the entire time, but just haven't been given the credit for. And so the goal? Amplifying their voices and sharing their real life experiences. And yes, I definitely had some late nights going through all that data. But the challenges weren't just about research. The university I attended had a history of racism, sexism, and all different kinds of malpractices towards historically marginalized groups. And so given the historical context of the university, when I proposed my dissertation topic, they weren't exactly thrilled. No, I'm just kidding. They were so excited because who doesn't want to talk about Black women? Yeah, it's because I was empowering Black women with the way that I was doing my research, because I didn't find enough research out there that did that. And so I said, you know what? I'm going to be the first, the youngest, and let's go ahead and get it done. Yeah, so they weren't exactly thrilled. Surprise, surprise. And as a Black woman, it was honestly discouraging to face resistance and gatekeeping. But I was not going to back down. I had something important to say, and I was going to say it, even if I had to rewrite my dissertation over 3 times. Yes. Over 3 times! Like, y'all, they did not want me to earn this degree, okay? Like, we'll get to the specifics of my journey at a later video. So in short, sometimes you may have faculty that tries to sabotage your research process if it doesn't directly align with how they want you to conduct your research, regardless if you are conducting it in the most profound way, which is why you have to be careful on which topic that you pick. So I had to rewrite my prospectus, my proposal, my dissertation, and with all 3 phases of those documents, right? For those who aren't familiar with a prospectus, it's generally a document that you write in order to get to the point where you can be able to propose your research. But before you propose your research, you need to be able to show that you can be able to do the research and also essentially just handle all that comes with the dissertation. So the prospectus is usually about 100 pages or so, maybe less, depending on your topic, your methodology, and also just the overall structure of your dissertation. So my prospectus was about 100 or so pages long. My proposal was about 150 pages long, and my dissertation was about 250 pages. So it was like 100 pages at a time that I kind of tackled in order to best handle the heavy stress loads that I was taking. And so even though the faculty tried to sabotage my dissertation journey, and I mean over and over again, I kept pushing because I knew my research was important. So important that they didn't want me talking about it. They didn't want me simplifying how our social structures harm different social groups within our communities, ultimately influencing our education system, the policies, and the legislation that we see at a local, state, and federal level, right? Because my master's was in public administration, where I took a focus on the research and the American history, right? That's not exactly what was taught in school. Probably isn't even being taught in school anymore, but that's besides the point. That's another video. But in the end, my dissertation was about 250 pages long, and I reviewed over 1,000 pages of interview content. And it wasn't easy, but I was determined to bring the stories of Black women, leaders, to the forefront, even if it meant going up against invisible barriers, which I also talked about in my master's thesis, right? The concrete ceiling, which, a side note, I have so much to talk about because I have consumed so much knowledge and taught so much that now I'm getting to a point where I'm like documenting it in a way by, sharing it on the most popular education platform around the world, which is YouTube. And so, yeah. So I was the youngest person to earn a doctorate at the university I went to. And to do that, I took a 12-hour course load every single semester. Yep, you heard that right, 12 hours. And I know some current doctoral students, you're gonna be like, 12 hours? Are you crazy? And even my academic advisor at the time didn't even understand how I was able to do it all. And I will dive deep into my dissertation journey and my doctoral journey later on this week. But for now, I want to explain a little glimpse of my personal journey. So 12 hours is double the course load. In fact, most doctoral students usually don't even go over 6 hours. So imagine your average student, right, carrying around a backpack. And then imagine me carrying around a suitcase filled with books and articles and dissertations and research and just all types of knowledge that I was connecting, categorizing, and just exploring throughout my dissertation journey. And so with carrying around a suitcase filled with research papers, textbooks, caffeine, supplements, and like PB&Js for times where I was like pretty much staying the night over at the library, just stuck in my research phase. And so most doctoral students take about 6 hours, which is about like 2 classes, 3 hours each. But I wasn't just going for a degree. I was trying to achieve something that I felt was impossible. And for me, what I felt was earning a doctorate in less than 2 years was impossible. And then I remembered I'm possible because God makes it possible. So I quit my job and even got therapy just to stay focused and on track. And yeah, therapy, because at some point my brain was like, are we done yet? But I kept pushing through. I pushed my brain to, we'll get into mental health in a later episode. But let's just say I was so driven that I was not able to see that the sacrifices that I was making on my body through my academic choices was just really not worth my health concerns that I had at the time. Whether you're pursuing a research-based doctorate or a professional doctorate, remember, it's not just about the degree. It's about the journey. You'll face challenges, setbacks, and moments when you're wondering if you're doing too much, which you probably are. But if you keep going, you can achieve things you never thought possible. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with anyone who you think is considering pursuing a doctorate, or even just didn't know that there were over 30 different kinds of doctorates out there. Or anyone who is curious about what it's really like in the mud. And remember, you've got this. Now go forth and conquer. All right, y'all. Thanks so much for watching all the way to the end. I am Dr. Mirakal Jackson. Thanks for tuning in on this episode of Go and Grow, and I will see you in the next episode.